Okay, so welcome guys, homework review, punctuation part two. When you're dealing with punctuation-based questions, it depends on the question on how you deal with it, right? There are different ways to approach punctuation-based questions. One way you can approach the question is by identifying the independent ideas, right? Identifying the independent ideas. So if we have two complete ideas, Mr. Muhammad, what punctuation forms do we use? If we have two complete ideas, what punctuation form do we use?
I don't know.
You don't remember. You don't remember,
Yes.
right? Do you remember, Mr. Omar?
Yeah, I think it was the full stop. And you said about the fanboys. We will put the comma if fanboys are there.
And one more.
And that's one that comma and like I forgot the name. I
Semicolon.
forgot the name again. Yeah,
Semicolon.
yeah, semicolon. Yeah.
So one approach we can use is by identifying the number of independent ideas, and then we check our answer choices. Now, if we have two, we use a period, comma, fanboy, semicolon. Mr. Muhammad, can we use a comma alone between two independent ideas?
No.
Never, right? Good job there. So let's look at this example because Muhammad, you got this question incorrect. I want you guys to read this question. I want you guys to send me the answer in the chat. Look at the answer here, B. Welcome, Mr. Noor. Why are you so late today, Mr. Noor?
Good afternoon, sir. Sorry for being late, but I was busy doing something.
Busy doing something. Okay, well, good job, Mr. Muhammad. Now, Mr. Noor, you did very poorly. Oh, no, you did pretty well on your homework. I don't know why it tells me 22%. Okay, good job. Okay, Mr. Muhammad, good job. We're reviewing the homework, domain 4, punctuation 2, Mr. Noor. We're reviewing the homework, okay? Omar, I need an answer. Noor, I need an answer. Homework review. So I see I need the clock, the timer from now on. Because also we cannot spend 3 minutes answering this type of question, right? You still told me no answer, Mr. Muhammad. Why? Mr. Omar. You still told me no answer. Okay, Omar, why did you tell me answer A?
Yes, sir, because it's not a complete sentence.
How many complete sentences are here?
Like the first sentence is the couple converted. Couple is the couple converted. Okay. Years that followed. Years that followed. Oh, okay.
What?
And the second one, years that followed.
Mr. Muhammad, I ask you politely, please read the full sentence. The sentence doesn't stop at followed, correct?
Yeah.
And read the full sentence. You guys have a problem reading an entire sentence. Can you please read until the end? Can you do me that
Okay.
favor? Okay,
In
now
the years that followed, they acquired 9 additional lots and established more than 35 hives.
is that a complete idea or no?
Yes, it's a
Yes,
complete
it
idea
is.
because it has an adjective.
What's the answer?
Like sir,
What's the answer, Mr. Omar?
I mean, they are two complete ideas, but there is no full stop or a semicolon.
It's called a semicolon. We said three things, Omar, that it can appear. Three things. We didn't just say two. We said three things.
So is it B?
What's a comma fanboys, Mr. Omar? Can you review with me what a comma fanboys is?
Yeah, like fanboys are the like for and but or so, I think, I guess. Yeah, no, yeah.
Okay. So you don't see that here in enter D, comma and?
Okay.
Okay, because right now you're looking for something to fit what's in your head. You haven't found it, so to you, nothing exists. You have to be flexible. If something is in your head and you don't find it, then you need to find something else instead of it. Okay?
Yeah, okay.
Don't be caught in confirmation bias. Let's try this next question right here. Again, we're doing homework review. Mr. Muhammad, you got these incorrect. Keep this in mind. 45 seconds. Send me the answer, please, in the chat. I'm going to highlight for you guys what's important here as well. Mr. Muhammad, I'm going to talk to you in a second. 3 seconds, 2, 1, time. Mr. Muhammad, that first word,
Yes.
what part of speech is this? Is it a noun? Is it a pronoun? Is it an adjective? Is it a conjunction? What part of speech is this?
It's an adjective.
No, it's a conjunction. I need you to memorize your conjunctions. I'll make sure to give you an activity today to give you an idea of conjunctions. This is a subordinating conjunction. Do you remember what we said about subordinating conjunctions? Do you remember what we said about them? You don't remember, correct?
Yes.
Mr. Noor, do you remember what we said about subordinating conjunctions?
They don't count as the subject or they don't affect the subject.
No, we didn't say that. Okay, so when you have a subordinated conjunction, my question is it an independent idea or is it a dependent idea? I'm asking you, Mr. Noor.
Dependent.
It is a dependent idea. Okay, so Mr. Muhammad, this first idea, though Paul Revere is best known today for his midnight during the American Revolution, is this independent or dependent?
It's dependent.
It is dependent. It is dependent. Very good job. When you have a dependent idea, what form of punctuation do you use? Semicolon, comma, fanboys, comma, or nothing?
We use comma.
Use a comma. Don't sound unsure. Sound sure of yourself, sir. Use a comma. Guys, please remember, subordinating conjunctions. Because, since, until, after, before, although there's many more, but these are the main ones. These are subordinating conjunctions. Automatically, you need to look for a comma, subject, and verb. It's automatic, okay? So a semicolon and a comma fanboys are incorrect. We need two complete ideas. We need two independent ideas. D is incorrect because it is called a run-on sentence, okay? So we got number 3 incorrect. Let's try question number 4. Mr. Muhammad, Mr. Omar, excuse me, Mr. Omar, what is the problem right now?
Yeah, in the when do we use like this run-on?
Run-on sentences and comma splices are always incorrect.
Always incorrect?
Yes, it's a mistake in English. It's a grammatical mistake.
Really?
Yeah.
So I will never ever choose run-on or comma space.
Splice. Excuse my spelling. No, never.
Okay, I see. So
Where
what
were
is-
you last session, Mr. Omar? Not last session, the session before last when we took punctuation.
Yeah, I was there, but I
You
forgot
weren't
to-
there. You were there, but you weren't there, were you?
Yes, sir, I was there. I was noting down everything, but I didn't notice. So what is comma
Oh,
splice?
I'll show you when we do it.
Okay.
Make sure you guys drink all of your water. Make sure you drink water. Okay, we're gonna go to question number 4. I have a question, Mr. Noor.
Yes.
What is a fragment?
Stick. Punctuation is
What is a fragment? I'm sorry, you're breaking up. A fragment is
fragment is
a
a kind of punctuation mistake.
broken sentence. Do you remember fragment formulas? Do you remember fragment formulas or no?
Like separation of subject and verb.
Yeah, right. So subject, comma, verb, subject, one dash verb, subject, semicolon, verb, anything between a subject and verb, anything between a verb and an object, anything between an adjective and a noun, anything before that or comma preposition. These are all considered common fragments. Fragments are the most common mistakes on the SAT exam. So it's important to know what a fragment is. And the next question is going to be a fragmented sentence. So how do you do it? Identify the subject and identify the verb and identify the answer that can fix the two. Okay, so here we go. You have 45 seconds to answer this question. You're good, Mr. Muhammad? You got this incorrect originally, Muhammad. Just remember this. Okay, 8 seconds left. Noor and Omar, I need an answer. Okay. Noor, I need an answer.
The answer I think should be A.
Send the chat, Mr. Noor. Is this your first time in class? What is going on with you guys today? Omar,
Yes, sir.
how many independent ideas are in this sentence?
There's the first sentence.
Beginning from the
one-
period, sir. Beginning from the period. Punctuation questions are in sentence questions,
Yeah,
meaning
yeah.
I don't need to go outside of the sentence to get an answer. So within the sentence of the question, how many independent ideas are here?
Yeah, her book, Sunny, the
Good job,
hat,
Noor.
the women are singing a combination of fiction and memoir.
Mr. Omar, I know how to read, sir. So give it to me directly, please.
Okay, the women are singing.
No, this is the name of the book. Her book, Sani, the Hatal, the women are singing. This is the
Okay.
name of the book. The women are singing. This is the name of the book. So it's not a subject or a verb. It's actually an adjective clause. It tells you the name of something.
Okay. So if that's so, if it's only one complete sentence because it serves as a treatment to her versatility
So what's
as
the
an answer.
subject?
The subject, the book,
Her book. What's the verb?
serves as a treatment, serves.
You told me answer D. Why is D incorrect?
Because it's we only use the semicolon when there is two complete sentences and here only one.
Mr. Omar.
Yes.
Semicolon.
Semicolon.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Semi-comma kind of actually makes sense, but it is what it is. It's called a semicolon. So so D is incorrect. So what would be the best answer? Be quick.
Uh, is it C?
No, it's A.
Yes,
Like we said,
okay.
we can't put one comma or one dash between the subject and verb. This is always wrong, but we can put a double comma or a double dash. It's like a bridge.
Okay.
Okay, it's like a bridge. So answer A is the best answer. It gives us the second dash to complete the bridge. Let's go to question number 5. Again, avoid fragments. Avoid, read the full sentence, Muhammad, Umar, and Noor. From the beginning until the end, avoid fragments. And time, Mr. Muhammad, good. Why did we get them incorrect the first time, Muhammad? Right? We want to make sure we get these answers correct the first time, not the second time. Nor explain your answer.
As you said, you cannot separate the subject and the verb. The
Okay, what's the subject?
stand here and
Uh-huh.
has.
Excellent. So
So
what
you
answer
have
did you choose?
D.
Excellent job, Mr. Noor. We have a double comma. So why is answer A incorrect? Noor?
Because sad there's a comma before has.
Because it's just one comma, right? Very good
Yes.
job, sir. So D creates, A creates a fragment, Ya Umar.
Okay, sir. Again. Now we have a
What?
comma after crane. All right.
Tell me, talk to me. What do you see?
Yeah. The sandal is a subject.
Okay.
Okay, and now crane isn't a verb.
Okay.
Then why do we have a comma? Why is D correct?
Well, actually, the subject is crane. Sandhill. V is an
Subject is crane.
adjective. Yeah, Sandhill is an adjective. Crane is an adjective. Crane is a bird.
Oh, okay.
Crane is a bird. But again, why did you say A?
Because I thought that crane is like isn't a verb. So
It's not a verb. You're correct. It's not a verb.
then how it's a verb? How is the verb in this sentence?
It's not a verb. Please
Then how
listen.
did we put a comma?
Why did we put a comma?
Yeah.
Because crane is a subject, comma, and then a second comma, and then a verb. So the crane has the longest fossil history. Subject, comma, verb structure. Your answer A only gives me comma verb. Comma verb is incorrect. Comma verb is incorrect. Always remember this.
Yes, sir. I have a question in this too. Like now, okay, how can you say that fragments can't like make the subject then comma the verb, right?
Yeah.
Here we did this exactly. Like we put
No,
even
we did not, Mr. Omar. You're having a problem reading the full sentence, Mr. Omar. The sentence does not stop at native. You take this information, okay? You take this information here, answer D, you take it and you put it, in place of the blank. So I don't know why you think, or why do you keep thinking this? Here you go. Now we're gonna put it right here. There you go. Right there. We put it in the blank. So there is no one comma. You need to stop. The sentence does not stop here. This is the full sentence. So the sandhill crane, subject, comma, a large bird native to North America, comma, has the longest fossil history. You're not reading the full sentence. Why? Why are you not reading the full sentence? Can you explain that to me, please? Because this is not only a Umar problem, I see this with many students. We need
like sir,
to
because
read.
I see the comma. I see the comma after America.
So you just stop?
That's my thoughts. Yeah.
That's it's kind of strange. It's not strange. It's I don't know what it is. It's not you though. It's not just you. It's everyone. Even in my advanced groups, it's everyone. Everyone just stops reading at the comma, which is so strange. Then how are you going to get the answer? A punctuation question relies on the full sentence. Let's try the final question here. Mr. Muhammad, you got this incorrect as well. Hopefully you get it correct. Guys, read the full thing. This is one big sentence. Time. Muhammad, no. Noor, why don't I have an answer? Why don't I have an answer, Mr. Noor? Okay, Noor. Omar, why don't I have an answer? I need an answer, sir. Don't freeze up on me. Okay. Muhammad, how did you solve this question? Tell me the steps you took. Good job, Omar. Tell me the steps you took to solve this question. Excuse me, Mr. Muhammad. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm waiting. I see you're entering.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did you solve this question?
Did I do it correct?
Okay, so you read the sentence, correct?
Yes.
What did you do after that?
I saw.
You solved.
Yes.
Shouldn't we identify the ideas first, maybe?
I identified.
You identified.
Yeah.
How many did you identify? Independent ideas.
Independent. I identified only one.
Only one. Where's the one?
It starts at water of.
There's another one before that.
So Charles Darwin brought back.
Yeah, Charles Darwin brought back, and then she would live over 170 years. So how many independent ideas do we have here, sir?
Two. So it should be.
We have two. So it should be what?
So should be D.
D, exactly.
Yes.
Why
because
did you
it's
tell me A?
printed. Because time was running out.
Ah, okay. Yes, time is going to be your enemy. 45 seconds is the time that we would like to solve in. Let's continue, beautiful people. We're going to continue to domain number 1 homework review as well. Domain 1, I think it was quantitative analysis number, excuse me, domain 1, evidence 4. Domain 1, evidence 4. Now, Mr. Noor, surprisingly, you did very poorly on this. Correct? There's only 3 questions. Oh, no. It's quite a few questions. So you made a 30%, Mr. Noor, on this activity. Do you mind explaining to me why?
So I don't have any excuse.
Okay. Well, I like that. I like that you don't have an excuse. Excuses are for people who try to get out of things, right? So here we are. Here's the graph. Here's the text. Right? And here are the answer choices. Now, with these types of questions, I like to read the paragraph, but you don't have to read it deeply. You don't have to read the paragraph too deeply, okay? So what you do is you first read the paragraph. What you do is, again, you first read the paragraph. And then you go to the question, and then you go to the graph and the question. You're not answering which answer is true, okay? We're not answering which answer is true. We're answering the question. So here, for example, which data from the graph supports the student's conclusion? What we need to do is identify the conclusion first to identify what answer we need, okay? So we need support for this conclusion. You guys have 2 minutes to resolve. Do not skim. Take your time when you're reading, okay? A big problem I see with students as well is skimming. Do not skim. All right, let's go. Question number 1. Okay, 10 seconds. And Muhammad and Umar, good time. Noor. Let's talk about this, Noor. Let's talk about this. You're having a hard time. Business scholar DY and colleagues measured study participants' reactions to 3 versions of the same negative review. The control review expressing no anger, a review expressing a high degree of anger, and review expressing a low degree of anger. Their goal was to understand how expressions of anger in a product review affect readers of those reviews. After analyzing, a student comes to the conclusion that while the mere presence of anger in a review may not have a detrimental impact on readers' opinions of the review, the presence of a lot of anger does. Mr. Noor, can you tell me in your own words, what is the claim? Or what is the argument?
The argument is that the presence of anger in a review does not really affect the reader's opinion, but the presence of much anger does.
So, okay, I know how to read. Tell me in your own words, what is the claim or the argument or the conclusion?
The presence of anger in a review given does not affect the reader's personal review, but the
What about
presence
high
of
anger?
so much anger that it actually affects it.
Okay, so lots of anger affects the opinion of the review.
Reader.
Okay. Now, originally, Mr. Noor, you told me answer D. Okay. So let's see it. Compared with participants who saw the low anger review, participants saw the high anger review, rated the review as less helpful, right? So helpfulness of review, high anger in the gray, okay? It's rated a 6, so it is less helpful. This is true. And had a less positive attitude toward the reviewed product. Now, answer D is incorrect. Can you tell me why answer D is incorrect, Mr. Noor?
Had less attitude toward the review because it was no less like
No, it's
I
less helpful. It's right here. Right in the graph. It's less helpful. But it's incorrect. Why?
so because it's less positive.
It is less
The less
positive. Hmm.
like the lower you are, the lower the positive you are.
Mr. Noor, what are we rating right now in the graph? What is the focus of the graph?
You are rating the
Read
anger
the title.
reviews.
Participant mean rating of anger reviews, correct?
Yes.
What is the focus of answer D? What are we discussing?
Yeah, I don't know.
Sir, I don't hear you. I think the mic is muted.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. So we're discussing, sorry about that. I don't know where I left off at. Apologies. We're discussing in answer D, the product. We're not talking about the product in the text, right? We're not talking about the product in the paragraph or the text or the graph. We're just talking about a review, but not the product. So answer D is off topic. Answer D is off topic. And then you told me answer C, Mr. Noor. Those who saw the low anger review rated it as more helpful than those who saw the control review. So this is the low anger review, and this is the control review. Is it more helpful? I think it's about the same. I think they are equal to each other. but their attitude toward the reviewed product was worse. Again, are we talking about the product? Nor? Are we talking about the product?
No.
No, we're talking about a review of the product, the review itself, not the product. So answer C also is off topic. Make sure your answer is on topic. Let's try the next one. Good job, Omar and Muhammad. So you have a problem here, Mr. Noor, with these types of questions. This is good to know. Soon we're going to be taking a mock test, by the way. Very soon. Question number 3, we got this incorrect as well. Okay, so here's the text. Here are the questions. Here you go. I'll give you 2 minutes to do this. Timer begin. Read the text. Nice, take your time. Make sure you read the question and answer the question that's being asked. Make sure the graph supports your answer. Muhammad, no. Five, four, three, two, one, and done. Okay, lots of random answers here. Nobody got this answer correct. Let's go to Omar.
Yes, sir.
So first of all, what is the hypothesis?
The hypothesis is the team contacted authorities in terms of thousands of communities inquiring growth incentives for company and
No, 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 no.
No?
No, no, no. It's right here. A group of political scientists hypothesized. What did they hypothesize?
Okay. That towns are more likely to respond to cooperation and give incentives when expansions may be disclosed and the time to benefit local delegated politicians.
What does that mean? Give it to me in your own words.
Okay, that and expansions may be disclosed and benefit local. Like in that town, people are most likely to respond only to the corporations. Um, and give incentives when it's down the expansion. This may be the closest to the time.
Okay, so a team or whatever, they hypothesize that around election time, these towns, these whatever, would respond to corporations for incentives. So if it's almost times for elections, these towns would respond to corporations for incentives. Incentives means money or gifts or donations. So one more time. They hypothesize that towns are more likely to respond to corporations and give incentives or give money or give breaks when expansions may be disclosed in time to benefit local elected politicians. So around election time, they will respond. So let's look at the graph, Mr. Muhammad. Read the title for me.
Yes, sir.
Read the title for me.
Municipalities responses to inquiries about potential incentives for film.
Okay, so what do we see in the y-axis?
Access a number of
Municipalities. A municipality is like an area or a zone. What do we see in the x-axis?
As a no response, responding to or offered intensity.
Okay, very good. Let's look at the legend. Look at the legend. This is called a legend or a key. What is the gray?
Announcement before election or after election.
Cool. So let's look at the no response. What can we say about no response before and after election? What can we say about that? What statement can you make? What conclusion can you draw? Meaning, is it the same or is it different or is it more or less?
So announcement before election is more.
Yeah, but if you just look also,
Mr.
It's like very, very negligible.
So it's the same.
Very negligible, meaning the difference is so very small that we're going to say they are about the same. Right? Because here we have like 1,250. Here we have 1,240. A very, very, very small difference. Look at responded to inquiry. Is there a big difference between before election and after election?
Yeah, I said no.
No, there is no difference. Again, yes, before election is slightly higher, but when reading data and you see such a small difference, we say also they're about the same. What about offered incentives, like offered gifts or money or whatever, before and after the election? What would you say?
Say after same.
They're about the same. They are about the same.
Same.
Now, Mr. Muhammad, you told me here, you and Noor both told me the same answer. Both of you told me answer C. Hold on, there you go. Only around half the municipalities that responded to inquiries mentioning plans for an announcement before the next election offered incentives. Now, what is the question, Muhammad?
We want to weaken the team's hypothesis.
So we want to weaken the hypothesis. We want to weaken the hypothesis. What does that mean, weaken the hypothesis?
To weaken it, to make it less strong.
To make it wrong. Yeah, right? What makes the hypothesis wrong? And do you remember the hypothesis?
Yes, it's
What's the hypothesis? See, a lot of things are happening here, guys. It's not just one or two steps in this question. As you can see, we have to read the text. We have to go to the graph. We have to interpret the graph. We go to the question, understand the question. And now we have to look at what makes the hypothesis weaker according to the graph. So now we have to remember again, what is the hypothesis, Muhammad?
As a hypothesis is just a town who to respond to commenters and give an incentive around election time.
Around election time. Okay, do they do this? Is this true? To the graph, is it true? Do they give incentives before during election time? Do they give more incentives during election time? Do they give more responses during election time?
No.
No, actually, they do not. So how does answer C weaken during election time? There's increased response and increased incentive. How does this weaken that idea?
Doesn't.
It doesn't, right? It doesn't. Not only that, you tell me half the municipalities responded to inquiries. No, they did not. I said it wasn't half, right? So answer C, according to the graph, is incorrect, and it doesn't weaken the response, okay? Let's go to Omar.
Yes, sir.
So how does A answer the question?
I mean, like, he said that, sir, can you zoom in? Yeah, he said that a large majority of the I can't pronounce the word correctly.
Municipality?
Yeah, municipalities, yeah. A
Municipality.
large majority of the municipalities that received an inquiry mentioning plans for the announcement before the next election didn't respond to inquiry. He said that announcement before the next election didn't respond to the inquiry.
Okay.
Yeah, and the graph shows this.
Yeah, but it's an incomplete answer because we're not only discussing before, we're also discussing after. Because the hypothesis is that they're benefiting local elected politicians. So it'll be before and after the elections, not just before. So what you're not using is called a half answer. It's not a complete answer here. It doesn't completely weaken the argument. Yeah, although a large majority did not respond, well, we have to continue now because maybe a majority did not respond, but more gave incentives than did not give incentives, for example. So answer A is incorrect because answer A does not compare before and after. That's what we need to do. Because how do we know that this weakens it? How do we know that they weren't given? Well, we need to continue. We need to say, well, before the election, it was this, and after the election, it was this. Okay, so answer A also would not work out. The best answer is B. The proportion of municipalities that responded to the inquiry. So this is important because it's not about no response. That doesn't matter. The hypothesis is the towns are more likely to respond. Those that do respond are more likely to give incentives. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about those who do not respond. The hypothesis is the towns are more likely to respond. So we're talking about those who respond. And those who respond are more likely to give incentives. Is that true? Are they more likely to give incentives? No, they didn't substantially differ across the announcement time and conditions. So if they did respond or when they did respond, it doesn't matter before or after, it's the same. So this weakens the hypothesis because the hypothesis is if they do respond, they're more likely to give incentives before and after the election. When we look at the data in the graph, those that did respond are just as likely to give incentives as they are not to give incentives. It doesn't matter. There is no difference. And this would weaken the claim. Weakening claims is a hard question. Let's go to question number 5. Do you guys have any questions so far? Lots of pieces we have to put together. Now, remember, class number 1 was an easy class. We're going into more complex question. It's only going to get harder. It gets easy and then hard and then easy and then hard. It's an up and down situation. Okay, Mr. Noor, you got this one incorrect as well. Now, Mr. Noor, I hope you understand. We're reviewing your questions, okay? Number 5, you also got incorrect. Let me just make it big. Okay, let's begin. Now here we're completing an example. Okay, Noor. Okay, Muhammad. 30 seconds left. Omar, did you give me an answer or not yet? Let me see. Okay, Omar. So, Noor,
Yes,
why did you tell me answer D in your homework?
I was confused. I was either between D and E. So when I filled it, then I found out it was A.
So why would D be incorrect?
Honestly, I don't know.
Because you're telling me that they can produce 175,000, but the west winds produces 150,000. So they're not both producing 175,000. And A is strong enough to generate about 150,000 more. So about 150,000. So the west produces 150, and then the Midwest produces 150 plus.
So can I ask you a question?
Ask ahead.
Here he said that in question no, in answer A, that strong enough to generate about 150,000 more MWH of electricity from wind turbines, right? Wind turbines is west.
Wind turbines? No, it's both. Electricity,
So
thousands, yeah.
why is D wrong?
Because this does not produce
But the other one produce.
175,000. Okay, so we're talking about both, like he told me in the chat. Oh, Muhammad told me in the chat, he's talking about both.
So I mean, if I was talking about, oh, so yeah, D can be an answer because the other one can produce more than 150.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. Good. Always feel free to ask questions. Let's go to question number 6. Really wanted to take main ideas today. We're obviously not going to have enough time for that, which is okay. I might give you main ideas for homework to see how you guys do without instruction. Because sometimes we can be good at a skill without knowing it. Okay. Now remember here, the question is asking us, we want to support the conclusion. So your first job is to identify the conclusion, and then you identify the support from the text. Okay. Mr. Muhammad, no. Mr. Noor, no. Time. Muhammad, what's the claim? What's the conclusion?
It's because that science determined that creative competition and created class in favor of this sport.
Okay, so the researchers determined that greater competition, that means increased tadpoles, impeded, it stopped growth. So the more tadpoles we have, the smaller they are, okay? In favor of bufadienolide production. So increases the poison, bufo, okay? So the more tadpoles we have, and if you see here, look, population density, high. The average body mass is 193. This is the smallest of the three. And if you look at the poison, it's the highest of the three. Amount of bufadienolide per tadpole. Average concentration is the highest. So increased tadpole density impedes size, decreases size, and increases the poison. So how is C the answer? Excuse me. How is C the answer, Muhammad? Tadpoles in high population density condition displayed a relatively modest increase in the average amount of bufa, but roughly doubled the average bufa concentration compared to those in low. Okay, but again, it looks correct, but answer C contradicts the conclusion. Okay? Answer C contradicts the conclusion. Why? It displayed a relatively modest increase in the average amount of bufa. No, it's not a modest increase. See, it's a huge increase between the low and the high. Right? Modest means like it's not too much. So answer C does not support the conclusion, Mr. Muhammad. Answer C does not support the conclusion, okay? That's another issue. Okay, now Noor tells me answer A. The difference in average tadpole body mass was small between the low and the medium. Tadpole body mass, the difference was small. Population density and conditions, and substantially larger between the low and high population density. Okay, but how does this support the conclusion, Mr. Noor? The conclusion is these three things. The conclusion is these three things. Increased density, decreases size, increases poison. Answer A doesn't discuss poison. Correct, Noor? Or am I wrong? If I make a mistake, let me know. I'm human. So here, do we discuss poison, Noor? No. So your answer A is incorrect. It's an incomplete answer. It does not support the conclusion. The conclusion is those three things. The answer is, or the best answer here would be answer B. Why is answer B the best answer? Tadpoles in low and medium population density, let me use a different color. Low and medium population density, okay, so here we go, low and medium, had substantially lower bufa concentrations. So let's see the bufa concentrations right here. Had substantially lower, it is lower, but had greater body masses. But if you look at the body masses, it was greater than the high. You see how answer B, discusses these three parts of the conclusion. So answer A is incorrect because it doesn't discuss the three parts. It doesn't fully support it. Answer C is incorrect because of the modest increase in the average amount of bufa. Okay, that's a big problem there. And double the average concentration compared to low population density. Okay, it's about double the average. So this part is correct. It's this part that's incorrect. You have to be very careful with word choice, guys. Very careful with word choice. So we're going to be wrapping up right now. Before I leave today, I'm going to give you reading homework on your Common Lit. Okay? Because obviously we need to read every day. Before I leave, I'm going to be giving you Common Lit. Make sure you do it. Don't get lazy on me. I'll give you a poem. A very simple poem to read today. You can find this in the Google Classroom, not on the TTA. Okay?
Oh, sir, so you won't upload it to the website.
It's on the Google Classroom.
Okay.
So you're going to find it. If you go to Google Classroom, you're going to find the announcement, Common Lit reading due today. Do that today after class. Do you guys have any questions before we go? Thanks for coming. See you tomorrow. You can learn anything. Mr. Sam out. Bye.
Bye.